Hello and welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a D&D live play about memory, identity, magic, and politics.
Woo! Woo!
Yay.
Yeah!
We are back with episode 66 of our homebrew campaign.
Yeah.
Set in the wonderful world of Edda. I will show them your pretty faces. We
super pretty.
are joined by our usual cast of players, but Alexis will not be joining us tonight, unfortunately. So this might be a bit of a shorter episode. We don't want to do too much without our resident bard.
You know, I've got Venom on standby if you need me to Jaeger another character to
Gee, God,
round
that's
up the party.
tempting.
Those are options.
Oh
Oh,
yes!
thank you.
Yes, I was wondering.
Who would break first?
Ah.
2 hours of this.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Content.
That's the whole show.
Just me looking more and more uncomfortable as the night goes on.
I'm sitting closer to you, just give me the snake puppet.
No, thank you.
Sheesh. That's like you want to hear.
That's we're just gonna end the stream for the
Correct. I've already ended it.
Yeah.
Click. I was like,
Sorry,
that's enough of that.
I deleted it.
Yeah.
Sorry for everyone who's
Deleted the channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're back here. We're hanging out. Let's throw people's attention to a couple of... Well, I'll let y'all do that. So we'll go around and do our introductions. But first, of course, I want to say thank you to the people who are already piling in. Levi, Miwa, it's good to see y'all. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, folks. Take it away with your intros and stuff and tell them what's going on.
I will start. All right, you were pointing at me. Hello, friends. My name is Chase. You can find me on Twitter at Chase314S. You can also find me over on Instagram. We're at the Dice Priority channel where I post dank memes every single day. Couple of things to draw your attention to. One, if you like some of the merch that you see, I'm the only one wearing merch, you can go over and check out our merch store over at So Nerdware. I noticed when I was there that our store was labeled as hot, meaning that a lot of people were buying stuff pretty sweet. We got some new designs, including, let's see, thankfully I'm a Grand Hag. That's pretty cool. Let's see, we also have an affiliate with Dice Envy. So if you are in any need for dice, either wooden dice, metal sets of dice, or cheaper, affordable plastic dice, they have lots of really cool designs. So if you follow the link down below, that would help us out quite a bit. And Matt, did you want me to talk about the follower giveaway?
Yeah, go for it.
Woo! All right, I'm getting it all. Also, if you check out... Rob, are you doing that?
I got it.
Got it. He's got it. We are doing our biggest giveaway yet, where we are giving away over $135 worth of merch and gear, all real-world tangible stuff. It's really easy to enter. If you're following us already, you're halfway there. So follow either the Twitter link or the Instagram link and finish that, and we will be giving away all that stuff as soon as we hit 1,200 followers. We are well on our way, and we're moving towards it. And I guess last but not least, I can't not address the bars that are here. One of them is the Space Potato Bar. I can't see what the other one is.
That's the follower giveaway.
The follower giveaway. About. Yeah, so I foolishly agreed to running an all Draslite / Amoeboid Cold Suns one-shot whenever we hit 50 new subscribers. We're already, I think, 7, 9?
9 now.
9.
Yeah. The bar says 9 out of 50.
Yep.
Pretty hot. So we're on our way there.
The way there.
Yeah. So if you like sci-fi, shenanigans, space potatoes.
We recently finished a bar, didn't we?
Yep.
Bar? Yeah, we did.
We did. I'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's all for me. I had a lot to talk about. I will hand it over to you.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Liz. You can find me at No One You Know Backwards here at my Twitter handle, Instagram handle, general handle. You can find me everywhere under that name. I am going to be playing a human druid tonight. Both my druid and myself go by she, her pronouns. Do you forget to talk about justice?
I always do.
Do you want to talk about
No,
justice?
you're
okay. And so human druid who can turn into a green wormling, so that's always exciting. Let's see, things that I have going on. Always go help Animal Helper. We work with them. Well, we advertise for them, and they assist special needs animals. Rescue from across the country, and they're based in New Orleans. So go ahead and do Amazon Smile, Wolf Tracks, Rescue Walk. Chewy, I think, has an ability to donate $20 to them with your first order from Chewy.com.
Nice.
And you can always find them on Facebook. If you cannot donate, please re-share their stuff if you're still on Facebook, so that other people who have money will donate to them. They had a post about dog dental awareness, I think, today. Teeth are important. Don't let your dog's teeth fall out. Donate so that they can do dental cleanings. And then I will give you a teaser. I will be dropping information for some summer one-shots. Make sure you keep an eye out for them, because it's not going to be these lovely faces that you see every week.
Summer one-shots.
That'll be exciting, huh?
Summer one-shots.
Having a blast. Summer one-shots.
Happen so fast.
Getting demonetized. It's me.
No, if you sing it, we can sing all
DMCA.
6 minutes of that song.
Oh no, oh me.
Rolling dice. Happens.
Yep.
This is
So,
the content people want.
keep a lookout at our Discord and on our Twitters to come see that stuff, and see if you want to join us.
Sweet.
That's all I've got.
Cool. All right, Rob at Parameter804 on Twitter. I will be playing Sylvia Samastasia, Elven Blade Singer Wizard tonight. Things to watch out for. We have podcasts down below on that big old podcast button. Soon they will be updated. They're slightly delayed right now as we figure some stuff out. I don't think there's one for podcasts, unfortunately. I need to add that. Also, we recently completed a bit goal very, very quickly, much quicker than I anticipated, to basically have my beard be full of glitter and wonder and stuff. So I'm coordinating with Alexis right now to figure out what stream to do that on, or if it'll be a separate one. So keep an eye on our Discord and on our Twitters. We'll hopefully have some information on that shortly here. We are... March is very busy for us because we're moving and stuff, so we're a little
New studio incoming.
Yeah, new studio, stuff like that.
Pretty cool.
It'll be fun. It'll be good, but busy right now. But look for that in the near future.
I think that's the record for the fastest bit goal fill-up that we've
Yeah.
ever
It
had.
was like
that
a
was
day.
Whiplash.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
'cause
insane.
Less than
it was Miwa and
Miwa and
KT-Bone.
KT-Bone
Yeah.
And KT-Bone just
decided that this
came
man
in
needed
and
to be
like,
covered in
bam.
glitter.
I think that, maybe we should expand it beyond the beard.
Well, the
Should
two
just-
of them decided that my husband needed to be covered in glitter. He's not sleeping next to
If
me.
you
want to
do like beard and hair, if we do it on a Friday,
What's it called? Antiquing?
what?
we are
Where
not
somebody
gonna
throws, like,
antique him.
Like a flower on you? We should just antique them with...
Let's not
I
do
don't
that.
think it's called that. I don't know. Okay, so thank you all for doing that. So yeah, like I said, I am Matthew Foreman. I'm a DM here at Dice Priori. I DM this show, and I DM on Fridays at Big Boy Season at 9:30 p.m. Central. Let's go ahead and roll those credits.
Woo!
All right, so let's do the recap. And just as a reminder, because of Alexis's absence, this will be a shorter stream. We'll just kind of play it by ear. So, when we last left the Prism, they had just resurrected an ancient gold dragon after defeating the Duke of Mercinia, and used that ancient gold dragon to do battle with an ancient white dragon, Shellatrax, the Unseen, the guardian of the Alabaster Welcoming. Mise Mayor, the ancient gold dragon of Cragmandu, served as their mighty steed and dragon for that fight. And in the end, though, they were victorious. And in the morning and / later that evening, they found a nice respite and a party. The party began the following day. A ceremony and a party began the following day. What happened from there, Prism?
We had the big party, and it was full of lots and lots of Gish magic and showing off and teleporting all around and lots of fun times.
I got embiggened.
You did.
And showed off my shadow magics.
You met the other Warforged, right?
That's true. Their name was... Oh, actually, we'd already met before. They were the... not the Seraph, but the not House Carl... Steward, thank you. I knew I had an S in it. Of... yeah, I'm blanking on every single name.
The Countess of Avamere.
Thank you. Yeah, so we had met before. They were special because they wore clothes and they were a little bit stuck up. But we talked a little bit about things and their ability to do magic.
And their name was Mysterio Duvant.
Yep. All in my notes. So many notes. Not immediately accessible. Got it. Here we go. Mysterio Duvant, Countess of Avamere's valet. Yeah.
Let's see. Selina and Alric decided not to partake in the magic. They kind of just side-eye edged their way around, and the moment that it was socially acceptable to Irish goodbye, we definitely did.
I ran into JJ and had a bit of a discussion with him, and how all the elves are a little pissed off that I may have didn't mention that Beverly was Sula-Mayor and is dead now.
And who is Sula-Mayor?
Sula-Mayor was the once Prince of the Armir. Dimir.
You're the once Prince of the Armir.
That's right. But he's like the...
He's the heir to the Spirit Emperor.
Correct, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like the big one because it's their next turn in line and stuff. And then he was lost in the war, and then, yep, now he's dead.
Huh.
So, neat.
And he's not just dead. What hasn't been shared with the rest of the elves is that we can't necessarily resurrect him because
Correct. He was disintegrated, as well as bound to the Void Dragon.
Oh no.
The dragon. We think was his patron.
Yep.
So
bound to the Void Dragon.
Pretty cool stuff.
If you've been following along, Void things,
yeah.
not great.
We also had a funeral service for Shellatrax, the Concealed.
The Unseen.
Yeah. The Unseen.
The unseen.
Yeah.
Concealed, the unseen.
Unseen,
the unknown.
Concealed. The
Concealer.
obfuscated.
Obfuscated.
The foundation, the toner.
The obfuscated. Yeah. Just making up stuff. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Had
And
some
then-
personal scenes.
Yeah, definitely. And you learned some important information from the Warforged run.
Yeah, they basically found out. I was trying to find out how we can save the Creation Forge, the Life Forge that made all Warforged, and I was told that there were some codex, the Sabavarian Codex.
Sevenvari, yeah.
Sevenvari. And that somebody named the Colonel in Foggy Bottom, which this is like the fourth time that he's come up completely coincidentally. Foggy Bottom being your hometown.
Yeah, where Sevilius grew up, basically.
Yeah.
His hometown.
So we were like, maybe we should pay him a visit.
And we found that the Colonel has basically stolen my family's vineyard, and relabeled all of our Moon Apple wine to resell as his. And yeah, it's great.
The remains of your family's vineyard.
Yeah.
It's what we call a hostile takeover. Yeah.
And he's also been named the Baronet of Flotsam Street.
Yep. Certainly has, which was my title. but I guess not anymore, and nobody informed to tell me. So
yeah, you're an enemy of the state. It's kind of awkward.
That makes sense.
So we pick back up with you all just having teleported into Foggy Bottom, the scene being set, and this butler, your only remaining servant in your manor, greeting you warmly as the four of you teleport in.
This music's so nice.
Yeah, it's called Cattails by Kevin MacLeod. All the music you'll hear here tonight should be featured by Incompetech/Kevin MacLeod and maybe an occasional tabletop audio.
Nice. Sad to pop in so unexpectedly.
Oh, that's all right. I figured with everything, the news of the capital, you might return soon. Welcome back, my liege. And he opens the door. There's a kind of dust in the air, and it's very dimly lit in this manner with, like I said, the white sheets covering all the furniture and statues and stuff. I can start making things a little bit more comfortable.
Maybe a bit for now. If you just want to sit and talk and kind of give us an update on what's been going on in Foggy Bottom and stuff, and maybe answer some questions for us or fill us in if possible. We can go to the sitting parlor if it's nice enough, I guess.
He just kind of looks and he turns. He's like, right this way. Takes you into a kind of sitting parlor. Takes the white sheets off of a couple of pieces of furniture. Whoosh! Sapping the blanket in midair, causing dust to fly. Please, thank you for allowing me to sit with you and your guests. He sits down.
I mean, you've been around for so long that you're basically a member of this family, for the most part. So,
the road has changed you.
It most certainly has. It's definitely humbled me a bit, but I'm trying to be better, slowly but surely.
I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
Louis.
I am Justice.
Pleasure to meet you.
Selina.
Yeah, I am. Well, I was the valet to the Baronet of Flotsam Street. I am now privately employed, you might say. So, you wish to know what's been going on in Foggy Bottom?
Yeah, what's the state of things? Did Arcano return? Do you know much about the Colonel?
I don't leave the manor that often, but we were informed that the title had changed by what was the remnants of the Committee on Heraldry, but now the Circle of Red and Gold as it's called. It kind of sits there and thinks for a minute. Arcano Sojourn was thought to be killed at the Blood Moon. Many reports said as much, but he was able to return to Foggy Bottom, but he has been held up in Grunwillow Manor for some time.
Interesting. Has he made any appearances, public?
No, they say he's recovering from his wounds.
And what sort of creature, again, just to make sure, was Louis? Do you know?
He's an elf.
Okay.
When they announced the new title for this colonel, how'd that happen? Is he living on Flotsam Street?
No. He still lives in his stock plantation out in the Evertendrils.
Perfect.
So, and since this house has been abandoned so long, I would love to check for scrying magics or other tripwires, maybe magical tripwires that would, let someone else know that we're here, that Louis might not be aware of.
How would you like to go about checking those?
That would probably be... No.
Detect magic.
So do I want to use magic to catch
okay.
them or not? Is I think what he's asking.
Sorry.
Because I can do that a couple of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't set my spells for the day, so I can probably be just a little. That would make me a terrible person. So one of a couple of different ways. Yeah, let's just do it this way. So I would give my set off a detect magic.
Okay.
Just as casting it.
Okay.
And then while that was going, and then kind of with my divination ritual while they're having a conversation, kind of look for any magics that might be either divine or devilish.
Okay. So as you start casting detect magic, Louis looks. He's is there something I can help you with?
Except for yourself, this house has been around for a very long time by itself, right? You haven't been here in years?
No,
But Louis
I've been
takes care of it.
I've been staying here.
I'd like to do a couple of things. I'd like to check to make sure that while you were on a trip to the market or some other time you were away from the home, that nothing was set to trap or to detonate once people showed up, since we didn't take our precautions before we left.
Oh.
And then, if you will allow me, I'd love to make sure that you haven't been altered in any way. Just a greater restoration.
I assure you I am in control of my faculties. You're welcome to make a sweep of the house, but I am, of course, a trained wizard and have taken necessary precautions.
Okay.
But you're welcome to.
I mean, you wouldn't be the first person that had their mind altered that we've run across, just across the continent. That's been.
By all means.
If he's okay with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do your sweet.
I'll check the house, and if they'll let me greater restore him,
Go ahead and mark off Greater Restoration.
Yep, I'll go ahead and do that.
So it kind of waves over him. He seems fine. He's like, oh, the cough is gone. That's nice.
Oh, that's good. Perfect.
So the and detect magic. There are some abjuration magics that surround the perimeter. Probably a basic alarm spell. There is a some kind of probably magical protection against. There's probably, because this is a pretty old manor. There's probably some protections against scrying and maybe even limited forms of teleportation.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't find anything that would be untoward.
No, just basic abjuration magics.
Thank you for letting me double check his.
Always worth a second pair of eyes. It's a pretty large manor,
Yeah.
though not the kind I used to tend to.
We've
That's fair.
been through quite a bit lately.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
certain hidden things and all of that, so don't excuse our precautions, if anything.
I've heard tales of your trials and tribulations, although you fell off the map there for a month or so after the events of the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
By design.
Need to lay low a bit.
So, yes, Arcana Sojourn is held up in Willow Manor. As far as I understand it, the Colonel has begun doing some public works, some charity works in the raftways and by the water, and near the roots. So he has seemed to have. He's, as far as I know it, he's been helping the people, the merchants of the raftways, with some of their local issues, though I'm not sure what they are. And that is all that I've observed.
What's the general feel of the people out in the town? Are they for Volgish and all that with the Gish Empire right now? They're kind of just keeping quiet and hoping something happens?
I think more the latter. No one's pleased with the idea of a pit fiend ruling the country.
But nobody's spoken up or said anything.
No.
Do you know where the colonel lays on these issues or into that? Is he
I do
just
not.
taking advantage?
I unfortunately don't know much about him.
Tell me, how long have you been away, Civilius?
Probably a good 10, 15 years. Been just wandering before the Countess found me and pulled me out of my stupor of wandering around.
And you've been here tending the manor for all that time?
Longer.
He's been with us for at least 100, if not more.
I was the valet to Federicio Anastasia. Well, I was a under butler, but then promoted to valet towards the end of his life. So, for several hundred years.
Impressive.
We elves live long lives.
They say the Warforged will as well. I guess we will find out.
He pauses. Okay. Suppose makes sense. They're living constructs.
Although there are not many around, so I guess it is hard to know for sure.
Yes, and the profession and purpose means most of them won't live very long.
Yes, the general life expectancy has not been superb.
That's what happens when you grow up in a war. Unfortunately, that's all the information I have.
No, it's very welcome and stuff. Do we have guest rooms we can prepare?
Oh, we have many
We
rooms.
can stay in, at least for the time while we're in Foggy.
Yes.
Is the bar stocked? I assume.
No, but I can stock it.
We should
I guess
get it stocked a bit.
He just says, I guess you haven't changed that much.
The sassy butler. Now I'm imagining being like the sassy butler.
He's a little sassy. He's...
Under his breath. Just
So, let's see here. Manor Anastasia.
Oh my god, there's a map.
Yes.
that means there's going to be a fight.
No,
This
there's
is
not.
the-
Nothing can go wrong here.
No, we've been building up to Sibelius' manor for what? 60, 70 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the bottom floor. Or no, this is the... I get them a little... No, this is the upper floor. So,
Yeah.
there is a bedroom there. There is... I believe this is the master. I'm not really sure how this is all set up. This is a study that could serve as a bedroom. So yeah, there are bedrooms. And there's the groundskeeper's quarters. And this map I got from Dr. Mapzo on his Patreon. I think it was Dr. Mapzo. Yeah.
Dr. Mapso.
Or wait, this was Shapiku, actually. This was not.
That's beautiful.
Dr. Mapzo. Yeah, they
It's
do
a
a
really
really
nice map.
Check them out on Patreon. Yeah, this is the manor. Plenty of bedrooms. There's one there. So, there are guest bedrooms. Just wanted to show off the map.
Nice.
Okay, that's done. I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries.
Where is the thing? I'm gonna throw up the promo slides. Boop. Alright, I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves, talk to the viewers, whatever you want to do.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing well. Today was a day.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah.
I mean, we absolutely need to talk about these martini butts. This is a
Martini
thing.
butts?
Martini butts. Yeah.
Martini
What
butts.
martini butts?
Well, because
Explain.
people have, so I've seen a lot of corgi butts. Where
Right,
like corgi
of
or
course.
cat butts
Yeah.
is emojis, or as the emotes. But martini butts, that might be a
Martini
thing.
I think that we might have to pay Emma royalties for the martini butts.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Every time we sell a martini butt, we have to send her like a martini butt sticker. That's the royalty.
The royalty is just a sticker. She's nothing but stickers.
Martini butt stickers.
She can create a golem of
She gets like 6 stickers.
Sticker golem.
Yeah.
That would get really hairy very quickly and gross and dirty.
Oh my gosh, a
Probably.
sticker
All
golem.
stickers.
Yep.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Martini
Emma?
butts or martini butt stickers?
Oh my god.
Martini butt sticker golem.
What is
Thank you.
happening?
Emma had a very specific dream as a child.
Oh no, it's Emma's fault, isn't it?
It is Emma's fault. It's all Emma's fault. Both? Question mark. Perfect answer.
This is why she's our favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
She's going to, like Scrooge McDuck, into her pile of martini butt stickers, swimming through them.
Won't Alexis just be so glad to know that there's a martini butt sticker in her future?
Life is like
To
a
design.
martini butt
And create.
here in Edda. Dragons, voidlings, demons.
As you all start to kind of settle in, the sky does darken a little bit and the rain starts to pour. This is a subtropical environment, so there are very often rainstorms.
Is this where you grew up?
It certainly is.
I'm just kind of looking around.
Nah, so it's a little bit. It is 300 years ago. It's been some time.
Aren't you like 450?
Mm-hmm.
So 300 years ago is when you were growing up?
For elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was likely an adolescent.
Yeah. Like 50 is like baby, 100 is teenager for elves because they live to be like 1100 years old.
Yeah.
Correct.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's like baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Well, not to say. So like 400 years ago. Maybe.
So am I the oldest
Yeah.
one in this group in like maturity years based on lifespan?
No, he's middle aged.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's halfway through his life.
He's,
guess.
well, lifespan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his life is...
Yeah. Expected life expectancy.
Using the realistic
To walk out of
actuary
sprint.
rules that I
Correct.
made,
Yes.
he dies tomorrow
Oh, good.
Nice.
because of his hard drinking. And,
On a long enough timeline,
yeah.
the survival rate goes to 0.
So the rain just kind of pours down the windows.
So your position, you were deposed by this colonel.
I guess so. I mean, that would make sense. The dead reassigned my title. I have no idea how he got his hands on the vineyard, but I guess after wandering around in a drunken stupor for multiple years, probably didn't help matters. Probably just thought it was abandoned.
Sorry.
Louis chuckles. I do believe the Committee on Heraldry liquidated your estate.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised they didn't liquidate the mansion.
No one's come.
Just kind of look around at it. How rundown is it?
It's dark and dusty. It's run down in patches, but it's not condemnable by any means.
Okay.
It looks like a house that has not been lived in very well.
And what time of day is this? When did we blip ourselves here?
Believe y'all did it. Was it after Shellatrix's burial? You just popped on over.
Yeah,
Sure.
right
So-
after almost.
This is late afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. I guess there's a couple things we could do around here. We may just want to stay in for the night unless you want to. You two like to skulk around. If you want to. Outside
If
of
you
town.
would point me in the direction of market, I can go.
Oh, yeah, markets don't close, and it's still it'll be sunny here till 9:30. So markets are open. Just go. You're going to go west to the what we call the Hearth Trunk. Excuse me. That's our downtown. Take about the only road there is south. Get past the Roots, which is all of the residentials that go down. Once you hit the water, you'll see the market.
Like a 20-minute walk.
Oh yes.
Does he usually like blip himself there? Like
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking. He's like, walking, charming.
Yeah.
I sleep
They like
too
to
for
walk.
8 hours.
Oh wow, fascinating.
Like,
It
oh
is
my God.
unbearable.
Thank you for the bits, Eleros.
Oh, thank you.
More
And
mayhem.
how is that? Is that Elros? I wanted to ask. I was literally thinking about Elros. Is it Elros, Aeros, or Elros? Because there's 2 L's, so it could be Eros. Eros. Staying up night thinking about all of our wonderful viewers and fans. I'm like,
I mean, one of them.
how is
could
their
be
name
an I.
pronounced? Huh?
Maybe.
One of them could be a capitalized I.
Iris.
Yes.
What if the E is silent? Silent.
What if it's all silent?
And it's just
Elros. Okay.
Elrose.
Just checking.
Okay.
So he says the markets are there. The best markets are, of course, on the raftways, on the water, and by the docks.
Is there anything to be aware of or to be wary of?
The colonel, it seems, he's his men are about town.
Disguises
They
not being
keep-
in order.
They keep the law here. We have no formal Foggy Bottom. All the formal guards are now within the keep walls, so the colonel's men run the show.
Do they wear a uniform or standard to identify themselves?
No, they usually carry guns. That's a good way to spot them.
You should really
Interesting.
buy some guns.
You have one. You have an antimatter rifle.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple pistols.
I should,
No.
should use the anti. I forgot about the rifle. I knew that
Well, you're not
was-
proficient,
Yeah. Oh.
but you could learn to be.
My God.
You could learn to be. Oh my God.
I do 102
Nothing
points of
sends a
damage.
monk like an anti-mana rifle.
I mean, it does do necrotic damage.
You're like.
Is it silent? Does it make a lot of noise?
Oh yeah, it's the thing that the Thune use.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, maybe I could learn the geometric
two of
distribution
them.
of antagonists in any gun battle.
Moving on. I hate you so much.
So I would find myself a disguise and make sure that if I didn't leave myself time in Mercinia, that I would leave myself time to attune to the shield.
Okay.
Here.
It's not in tune.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you
It's
pick it
not
up. You're in
attunement.
business. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Our DM does
Yeah.
love us.
Barely.
Would you?
Really.
And so we can throw more at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to help you with disguise as I start to rummage my disguise kit out? It has been quite a while. I look outside. I will need to use the lipstick that does not run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's a good throwback.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sorry, Emma was talking shit.
Still in
It's all good.
oh yeah, because we had waterproof, sweat-proof makeup for hell, didn't we?
We did.
Oh, that's a good
did.
throwback. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
insane
did.
thing when you all were like trying to protect yourself against the
Waterproof.
environmental effect. So you
Correct.
got waterproof makeup and actually
Yeah.
ended up
We got
working.
Water,
Boots.
umbrellas, galoshes, and makeup that
But it
doesn't
actually
run.
ended up mattering.
Indeed.
Yep.
Yes. So
Yo.
do I get inspiration for that?
No. You get negative. I get
Fishing for-
inspiration against you.
Fine. I'll start doing him up. I'm gonna try to make him not look like himself.
Did you want to go to the market with us, or do you just want to
Yeah,
reacquaint
I'll
yourself
come
with
look
your
around.
home?
I'll come. No, I'll come look around.
You'll come look around. Okay.
So you're all
Yeah.
going to the market, or?
After disguises. Yeah.
Oh, you're getting disguised.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Subterfuge.
Whatever you
At
say.
least initially.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful tools.
We're kind of
for
in
the-
enemy territory at this point.
A little bit.
Shall I roll? Shall I roll?
Yep.
Shall I roll? Alright, so this is... and what, it's been a long time. Do I just do roll disguise for them?
You can, yeah. So, and you have expertise in. Do you have that
Yeah.
marked? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Takes you a little while to get on these disguises.
I can give you guidance if you need it.
Is that a D4?
That is
Yeah.
a D4.
D4. Borrow a D4?
You can certainly borrow a D4. Would you like a Hardy Boy or the...
Thick Daddy.
Okay.
So for him, that would be a 26.
Go ahead and write down disguise DC 26.
And then for Selina... Ooh, even better.
I can assist
Oh, that was a
actually
17.
with that.
It hit it and moved it over. It's okay. 29, 31
Oh
for
boy.
Selina.
Mm.
And then,
Make sure to write that down.
yep. And then I will do myself because I haven't done physical disguise in a while. I know I can do alter self, but you know, And that is a 26 for me.
Okay.
27. Sorry, 27.
Go ahead and write it down.
Yes, sir.
Those are pretty good. So eventually, Louis says, "If you just give it a moment, I'm sure the rain will stop." And eventually, the literal torrential downpour kind of comes to a rest and stops. He's like, "Should have about an hour or so before it picks back up again."
Well, we should be fine. We use the makeup that does not run, so I'm an elven female. Basically Claire, but with elf ears.
You got one note and you're gonna play it.
Perfect.
Nope.
We can take a walk if you guys don't want to just teleport. You can see the city sights and stuff and kind of get a lay of the land too.
Show us
That'd
around.
be good.
So since this is a city with a long history based on its residents, I'll make sure that the mantle is covered up as much as possible. With
Okay.
a cloak of many fashions, and then should I leave the staff here?
Well, that's up to you. No wrong answers.
Yeah,
How long is the history?
it's pretty long, but
It's the oldest city. It's the oldest humanoid settlement in all of the continent.
I would keep it on you, but maybe not.
Does it fit in the bag of
visible.
holding?
Yeah, everything does. It's a 10 by 10 room.
Okay. Then I will put it in the bag of holding to carry with us. If Gilly will let me.
Get ambient music for this. Okay. I'll just actually, you know what? I'll do this, and we'll just have fun with it. Okay, so that is important to know. Okay, cool.
So the staff goes into the bag of holding, the
Yep.
mantle goes underneath my cloak of many fashions, and then
This is interesting.
long history.
Indeed.
Long history. And then anything else that's identifying that I have on me that's old,
Okay.
that would be recognizable. And then I'll just be another human. Unless, was he disguised as an elf or a human?
An elf.
An
Yeah.
elf.
Just not himself.
Then
Himself.
I will join you guys as an elf or half elf.
Sure, I'll make you half elf.
Okay, perfect. I will go as a half elf. Silicone ear tips on my notes.
Okay. So as you step out of Flotsam, Sylvius's manor, and onto the street, you see what is a beautiful city in the bayou. Most of the buildings here, unlike the more alabaster stones and the clockwork ingenuity of the north and things like that, and even the mechanical trappings of the south, what you see here is a city that is very much blended in with nature. And you can see where the names got their start, because this city seems to be grown out of and constructed from a massive and ancient willow tree. Not that it's all within a tree, but you can just see that there used to be this huge space here. And the city has been bent into, the houses, some of them at least, are terraformed into the space. So it's a very wooden city. Not dry wood by any means, but a very wooden city. Trees have been turned into homes. There are still some stone manors like the one you just left from, but this is a city that blends in with the swamp. The roads that you are on, there are some cobblestone ones that allow for horses and traffic to get through, but most of them are dirt and kind of a bit sloppish because of the recent downpours. The wind also comes through here on a pretty good rate, and you can feel the kind of it's not really a sea breeze. the swamp gas kind of bites your noses a little bit, but the wind kind of blows. As you step out one thing you do see is there's just this there's the skittering of wildlife from the trees that are around, and birds and all the like. And you see there's just this crow that stares down at you, and then flies away.
I wonder why the dungeon master called that crow out specifically.
Just don't look it in the eyes.
Must not be important.
If only I still had detect magic up.
So as I'm walking down the street, you're seeing that my boots and shoes are not getting dirty because I've got an enchantment on them so that they don't with the mud. So this is normal.
Wow.
I mean, you grow up in a city where there's mud streets and stuff.
You just use magic to get around it.
Correct.
Well, this is just a lovely town. Thank you for bringing us, Civilius.
Yeah, so, I mean, you probably shouldn't use my name out loud in
Fuck.
the city in disguise, but here we are.
There's like swings by just there. What are our code names? I'm Gold Leader. What are you?
You said gold leader. That won't give off the factor of disguise at all.
Bernard. You could be Bernard.
You just call me Jules.
Jules? Who are you?
You can call me Sarah.
And I think I will be
Claire, opposite.
Dolores.
All the names. I lied. I should be named Bertha. No. We'll leave it Sarah.
Anyway, this is a lovely town. Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah, no problem. Hasn't changed much. It's always been. Trees gotten a little bigger, but that's what they do.
In 350 years, it has not changed.
I mean, it's always been the smallest little bit at a time. It kind of blew up and then kind of just settled. The swamp doesn't let us build too much more with the way the land is and stuff. But we do what we can.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, please show us around.
So we will walk through Hearthtown and then through the roots and then Hearthtrunk, sorry.
Yep, that's okay.
I can't read my notes.
That is the nerve center of and the small governance of Foggy Bottom, but it's not where the king, the duke is.
No.
So you pass through that and see the kind of the hustle and bustle of the more common markets, but you were it suggested that you go to the raftways for the good stuff. As you pass through the Hearthtrunk, you do see there are these people that seem to be wearing. There is this elf with really, really, really bright blonde hair and who's wearing green robes that just kind of seem to flow. On one of their hands is a gauntlet that is shaped like a claw. And they are surrounded by these soldiers that do not have guns. They have crossbows and swords, and you see another figure that's next to this elf with the bright blonde hair and green robes. This kind of trash witch looking figure, and they seem to be talking.
Trash witch.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
It's a poorly made sandwich. Trash switch.
They seem to be gathered on like a street corner, and they just look at you as you pass by.
What's his store? I say to him.
Do I recognize the colors, anything?
That I would say. Go ahead and roll history.
It's an intelligence check.
It is. You have advantage.
18 on the dice.
You,
so, what, 27?
yeah. You know that the dragon that keeps to the woods and the outskirts, who's technically the dragon of the city Sindrissa, does have her own agents.
And she's another green dragon, right? Yep, so the green cloak.
Mosaka, that's an agent of Sindrissa. It's a green dragon. I don't know if y'all knows her at all. I don't want to say names out loud, but
It's a conversation we've not been able to have yet.
well, yeah. So she's the dragon of the area, like any good town. But it's probably one of her agents, especially with the claw and the green robes.
So I'll hang a step right behind these two so that we're not taking up the whole roadway. And make sure that we're not being followed between the crow and the people that are armed but not armed the way the police force was described. Make sure we're not being followed and we're not gaining any unwanted attention.
Roll perception check.
I get to do this with advantage now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll put my arm through Sevilius's arm. So we're walking
Which is a good thing because that saved us from single digits on the die. I'm just going to put you back right there. 25, which is only one more than my passive perception now. God.
25. You are not being followed. Although the figure with the gauntlet and the robes does pay you some special attention, and then just looks the other way. They don't seem to have taken special notice.
Because this is the main road through town. We're not going to immediately look like we're coming from his old house.
That would be your hope.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suspect that person has a really cool title based off of the one
I wouldn't
concept.
say cool, but they have a name.
Yeah.
They have a title.
I heard like a fraction of it. I think I know what part of it.
And you pass by the what are generically any kind of humanoids or that are in service to dragons are generically called scale guards. You don't know what their specific street name is, but those are scale guards.
Have we come across scale guards at the other cities?
Yep. Yeah, they've been casually mentioned.
Got it.
Yep. That's a term. So you make your way past the hearth trunk and onto the raftways where you can see it gets a little shanty town. And you eventually make your way to the docks.
So what does this town look like? I've never been to Louisiana, so I don't know. Like, does it look like it was like old, but like old nice, if that makes sense?
Old nice is about the term. Yep.
Gotcha.
Very much a part of the swamp. And this is the scene at the docks.
That's so nice.
Nice.
This is by Dr. Maps, though. You see for the first time in our travels these frog people who are known as ribbitons. There seems to be about 3 of them here and selling their wares along the docks. And you also see a furbog. Those are the shopkeepers that are available at this time.
I'll whisper, since I've never encountered a ribbiton before, I will whisper to disguised Sevilius, going, "Are they dangerous?
No.
Should they be feared?"
No.
Yikes.
They're like a new creature. Never seen them before.
The same as any other
Oh,
citizen or person we've talked to before.
okay. I've never been to Foggy Bottom before. I didn't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of people probably haven't seen Warforged.
And we should be feared, so yes.
Well,
A couple of the
from
lookers on are kind of like, huh? And they keep passing through.
just
Because they don't see a Warforged.
Correct.
So what are you trying to buy?
Oh, grocery. I'm assuming that he's only has groceries in the house for himself. So
oh yeah,
Just-
we need to stock up the bar and
a little bit of reconnaissance, dinner, nothing specific unless there's stuff that catches the eye as we're walking through
I
town.
need some more healing potions.
As a matter of fact, there is.
Boy, howdy.
So initially you go over to Mix Lily, and they say, "Welcome. What are you looking for?"
Because I'm assuming that she looks like she has...
They.
Or, excuse me. So that they have fruits, vegetables,
That's
hearty
exact-
breads.
They have they have hearty breads, meat, cheese, and fish.
Pretty. Perfect. Just looking for a simple dinner.
And they stock you with a couple bags full as you probably request a fairly large order, and they
Little extra butter, please.
always butter. Give you like a big old tub, like just a big old brick of it.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. That should last you a day for the cooking. Elven cooking uses a lot of butter.
Of
It
course.
does. It's the best.
I'm sure Gilly pipes up asking for whatever the specialty coffee or tea is of the area.
She probably does. So, anything else I can get you? In the market for anything else?
Where can we stock up on spirits? Fine wines and hard liquors?
Vivian can help you, and they point to the furbog on the upper left, who is Vivian. She has she wears kind of tall. She's a furbog. She's very tall, and she has this kind of great, glorious red beard and wild hair. She has some spirits. Yep.
Thank you very much.
I'm also looking for some the elven cinnamon bread.
I believe Vivian has some in today. I cover the fish, meats, and cheese, and Vivian covers just about everything else. If you want, excuse me. If you're looking for passage through the bayou, of course, Mr. Pond can help you. And of course, Mrs. Stoop, the great and venerable Mrs. Stoop, is your magic keeper.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You not look like you could use some of her wares.
Disgusted shit, didn't it?
They're just giving you the hard sell. They literally say this to everyone.
Oh.
They can tell you're green. They do not know that you're new. They can tell you're green hands. They've not seen your disguise.
Gotcha. Just new to town.
Yep, that was on my list of things they're always gonna say, regardless. Because like they're like selling the new covers.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah. Like,
They haven't seen your faces before.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Well, thank you. We are new to town, and it's so helpful to have the local folk point us around. And I'm gonna flip a, I don't know, what would be an appropriate like little tip?
Silver.
Silver.
And their tongue catches it, and it throws it to their hand.
Minus one silver.
Have a good day.
No, thank you.
And they throw in like a free thing of like a whole other fish. Wrap it up.
How much did that cost us?
Couple weeks worth of groceries for all those people. 4 silver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Adventurers are stupid rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a meme about this.
Yeah.
It's coming out
Yeah.
on Friday.
The average wage, they said in 4th edition, the average wage for a peasant was a silver a day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I still pretty much live by that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually less because this is a pre-industrial economy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And peasants made more than pre-industrial workers.
And some of
Yikes. Welcome to the jungle.
Well, this is a mid-industrial economy.
Let's go work in the factory, sausage factory.
And we have like 20,000 gold between us at
Yep,
this
let's
table.
yep.
Boy.
It's nice being rich, isn't it?
Finally, for once.
Like all the problems of the town. Like
Now, if the rich could
Just
just stop
going
killing each other and let me go enjoy my money.
Going to
let
find
me
out
enjoy my
shopkeepers.
money
Once you kill all of them, they won't have anyone to kill.
and take all of their
But
money.
then someone has to deal with their shenanigans that are left behind.
We just go town to town, buy out the shopkeepers, and have them pay taxes to us.
Oh no.
No, okay.
Anyway.
Feudalism simulator, no thanks.
Well.
Alright, so we'll wander over to Vivian.
Where's my money, Vivian?
Vivian looks up at y'all and she says, "Well then, she says, well, welcome to my shop. What is it that I can get you?"
Civilis, what's your favorite spirit?
I mean, the brand.
You told him Sevilius again.
I'm sorry. What is the
Jules, I think.
Jules.
Yeah, Jules.
I would have said Jules. I'm sorry.
Justice is not in it.
Justice is not. Chase just is. I'm helping them finish off their drink. Jules, what's your favorite spirit?
The whiskey they have down here that they make out of with the swamp water tends to be really good. And there's some really good scotch in this area with the peat.
She says, we have bottles of both, of course.
I will take one of each. Well, no, two of each.
All right. 4 silver. She hands you 4 bottles.
You're 4 silver.
Would you like anything special?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not drinking as much as when we first started traveling together. So.
I'll just whisper, one more bottle of the scotch.
A scotch, 1 silver.
And do you have anything?
One
Do
silver.
you have anything sweet?
Other than me?
Of course. Nothing sweeter.
Yes, I have plenty that's sweet. I have a port.
Do you have? That could be good. Do you have anything like a Riesling?
Sure. And you see her reach down into a bag and then pulls out a Riesling.
Looks like a good deal. I'll take it.
1 silver. Thanks.
Do you also have any of that cinnamon bread? I've heard so much about in this area.
I do. And you see her reach into the same bag. Nice. Pulls out a nice fresh loaf.
Okay. Put it with the rest of the groceries.
2 silver.
All right, here you go.
Pockets it.
Are we getting
Just
fleeced right now?
Nope. Roll insight. You don't know.
I was gonna say, just to make sure.
Natural one.
She's not fleecing you. She's Vivian. She's an honest dealer.
Sounds good.
So, have we seen merchants in other cities have bags or chests of holding like that, where they just hold?
Most of the shops y'all never really visited much of the street side ones, not in focus anyway. This is the first time you've all been to like a proper street market. I feel like that's been like more in focus. But I would say that this is a thing you've seen before. Yes.
Okay.
They travel with their wares. You can see that there's these 2 boats around her. One of these she probably takes to her home, and she takes her whole inventory with her when she does. She probably doesn't live in the city. She probably lives in the bayou itself.
Just making sure this is a common thing.
That's exactly what it is. That's just where she keeps all of her wares.
So I would assume with the war, that's how a lot of like war materials were transferred and that kind of stuff, which would be normal high magic society.
Hide and wide.
Yeah.
Wide. Not wide. Well, there is wide. Wide.
Are we to believe?
Are we to believe that nice spirits cost over a day's wages?
I have to make it. I'm not doing copper.
Electrum?
Yeah.
Who's coming and buying all these magic items?
Excuse me.
Poor guy.
So, is there any? You seem like you know what's going on around town. There any fun rumors? We just got in and interested in what's going on.
Rumors. Well, there's
Or anything new happening?
Well, yes, actually, the latest development. It's been quite nice. The Colonel's men, they came around and kicked out all the scale guards out of here. So we're under new management.
And who are the scale gods? I've never been to Foggy Bottom before.
They are the eyes and ears. They serve the, she says they serve Sindrissa, the great green dragon of the swamp and the forest.
Oh, yes.
Was she particularly cruel?
Her enforcers demanded a steep fee of protection.
I'm sure the Colonels are less steep.
There's been no ask of anything. He just merely kicked them out.
Oh, interesting.
And has been providing the protection that the scale god did?
Yes, and she gestures over, and you can see on the far south. I didn't put them on the map, but around here you can see a couple men with guns. Here, I will actually pop them on the map.
For some reason, I was just picturing like 3 RoboCops.
Nope, you see just gentlemen with guns. They seem to be wood elves, Leafmere. And they have long rifles, the kind you've only ever seen once, because they're very expensive.
The colonel must be quite wealthy if he can equip his basic foot soldiers with such impressive armaments.
She says he is very wealthy. He owns stock plantation. I understand he bought the old the vineyards, although I'm heard the abandoned vineyards of the late Sevilius Anastasia. the absent Servilius Anastasia, and well, he has all the money that one could want. I do believe.
That's good.
Such a shame about those old vineyards. Glad that they're finally under some kind of.
Has it upkept the vineyards at all?
Well,
Still
they
run
were
down? And
They were abandoned for decades. So
I heard they burned a bit ago.
Yes, and they believe to be haunted, as far as I know.
The haunted vineyards.
Everywhere's
That
haunted in
tracks.
Foggy Bottom. It seems to be recurring.
A lot of the Evertendrils were lost during the war, so...
It does make sense. After, who knows what happened with the tower I've heard.
Well, the Zara Tower broke some 200 years ago.
Yeah.
What's the nearest town to here that's like sizable?
Foggy Bottoms. The rest of the towns are like 3 people.
No, but so like to the north, if we were traveling.
Oh, you mean
from
the other
that
capitals?
road, what would be the next nearest large town that may have had some, distant turmoil that
Midrum.
we could bring news of?
Midrum is the next capital city to the north.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like a local city?
Nah, Midrum's close enough.
Okay.
It's nice to visit a town that can be peaceful for a minute.
There is quite a bit of unrest in the wider world, though. We seem to avoid most of it, although fortunately the Duke has been gravely wounded.
What happened? We came here to get away from all that.
He was shot at the Blood Moon. They say he's been beset with a rather vicious poison.
Oh, doesn't
Sounds
sound
terrible.
good at all.
No?
And the Blood Moon, that was over a month ago, wasn't it?
It was some time ago.
And it's still afflicting him.
It's been stubborn. They can't get rid of it, rumors say.
I hope he pulls through.
Well, anything else I can help you with?
I think that's it for now, unless you guys
All right,
need
now.
anything else.
No.
Well, perhaps we should mosey on over this little stretch of water and visit with, I can't see her name, the venerable
Mrs. Stoop.
Mrs. Stoop. See if she's got anything of interest. Justice is resisting the urge to just walk across the water. Which,
Trust me, I'm resisting the urge to just dimension door everywhere.
I mean, that might, well, actually, that would probably still draw attention.
I do still have water walk up, so.
So what happens actually here? So it's very shallow. You can see there,
Mhm.
but there is this that little boat there. She says you just get in that and you can be skirted across. Don't just brave the water.
Oh, make a big deal about kind of pulling up the skirt and all that and just walk across it.
All right. So you just walk through the shallows.
Yeah.
She's like, be quick now, tide's coming in. As you climb up on the stoop, you can see
The horizon.
yeah, it's a tsunami spell. The Leviathan.
You can see tentacles in the water.
It's not a tide because it's a swamp.
The
But
Krakens come for us.
Right.
water levels
Goodbye.
rise a little bit as the water of the swamp kind of gets pushed in.
That was our first mistake.
Yeah, and Mrs. Stoops sees you coming. She's like, welcome to my shop. What can I do? You here to buy magic items?
Yeah, just a couple. I need about, you have greater potions of healing?
Oh, I've got a few, but recently a young man came by, bought me out of most of them, so I've only got 2.
Oh, okay.
Young man.
I don't need them. You're fine.
Yeah. Been performing miracles in the lagoon. Comes and heals people sometimes. Real nice.
Oh, well, what's their name? We just came to town. Might be interesting to see such a interesting young man.
Didn't catch his name.
What is over in the lagoon?
Yeah, in the back of the... he has a church near the lagoon, back near the stock plantation.
No, okay. We might stop and give him a visit. Well, I'll buy you out of the other 2.
Oh, 150 apiece.
And then, do you have a potion of poison resist?
I do not. She kind of. You must know much about the area. Lots of poison here.
I know.
But you should know that I'm not allowed to brew those. Not since. Well, I might be able to get away with it now that we're under new management.
We are new to the area. I was not aware that it was outlawed.
No laws in the Riftways. I wouldn't go about brewing potions of poison. When Sindrissa used to protect us, she would see it as an offense, much like I'm not allowed to craft dragon-slaying weapons.
Makes sense.
So, but what I do have for you, I don't know what kind of you bought potions, so I'm assuming you're in the adventuring business. I've got some things for some talented people. I've got these insignias here that I could draw on you. I have these jewels here. And she holds up this beautiful bright green jade gem. And this is, when you enter combat, it empowers your natural fist or natural weapons, such as when you are wild-shaped. While wearing the insignia, which is a non-attuned item, you gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls you make with unarmed strikes and natural weapons. Such attacks are considered to be magical.
How much is that?
It is 1,000 gold.
Oh, quite interesting.
Well, unfortunately, this is only usable by people who have a very certain faith.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Got to be a member of a religion or a person that worships dragons. Or a dragon yourself.
Well, you never know. You know, I could be one in disguise.
1,000 gold.
How long have you had that on you?
I keep it for a while.
Not too many people come through here with that kind of money on them, huh?
Oh, they do. I just don't sell it to them.
What makes us different?
You're not wearing her colors.
Okay. It's hard to find people who worship other dragons out here.
It can be, but I'm in no rush to sell.
She's patient.
And, well, she looks around. Got these here. Gloves. You get a +5 bonus to dexterity, stealth, and checks made to pick locks. Gloves of thievery. She holds up these kind of beautiful inlaid gloves.
Do they require attunement?
They do not, but they are gloves. So if you already wear gloves...
Right. Exactly. How much are those?
Oh, 1,200.
What else you got in stock?
I've got a chime of opening. You can use your action to point it at an object with 120 feet of you that can be opened. And, it opens. You could use it 10 times. At the 10 time it cracks. 600 gold.
Could be useful somewhere.
Next, I've got something with a little more oomph. Circlet of Blasting. It's got, it lets you cast the Scorching Rick spell with a +5 bonus once per dawn. No attunement.
That is very interesting.
The next, I'll be honest, didn't make this one because I don't know how, but I bought it and I'm going to resell it. Elven Chainmail. Wow, it is a chain shirt. Applies a +1 bonus to AC. You are considered proficient with armor even if you lack proficiency with medium armor. Does not require attunement. And last but not least, a globe that helps you see through the wandering dark. A drift globe allows you to cast spells like light or daylight. Those are the wares.
How much does the party pool say that I have?
What does the party pool say that you have?
You have...
3,635.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. We
You
all
got like
have
30 grand from
yeah.
Dupless Estate.
Yeah, we've all got a lot. Yeah, I'm not the most rich anymore because I spent a bunch of money with the spyglass and what have you.
So that you said a +5 to dexterity tests, thievery tests?
Dexterity, sleight of hand, and picking locks. Sleight of hand and picking locks.
Nothing to stop me from, like, if I was going to, like, do that, like, just slipping the gloves on.
Correct.
And then, like... You know, I am mighty clumsy in the kitchen. Something that helps me with my manual dexterity might be appreciated.
She just shoots you an eye. Yep, gloves of thievery, handy in the kitchen.
Of course.
1,200 gold.
I'll reach into my purse. And a little over. Oh, thank you.
1,200 gold dragons. Perfect. Thank you. Pockets it. Any other buyers? It's getting late. I think a storm's gonna come in.
Yeah, we better head inside or head back soon. All that ourselves, but not really.
Don't we have like a cousin that is part of the Scale Guard in Cragmandu
I
or
think so.
somewhere else?
I happen to know a guy.
They make good money up there, don't they?
Yeah.
Might have to talk you out of that piece of jade.
What's your passive perception now?
24
Okay. In the tree, you
is
see.
the crow. But I'm gonna have to come back for it. No one carries that kind of cash on them.
She did.
Some people are smarter than others.
Okay.
We're on vacation. I had it heading in, well, you know.
I know you can't tell, but I'm very old. Could be dead the next time you come around.
You could wake up dead tomorrow.
I mean, I'll get it for you because I'll pack my cash on me.
Reach into your boot.
She says, "Oh, I think I feel a reaper coming. I can see a light
Behind her, you see the flame.
That's right. That's just
Roll me initiative. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. So, anyone? Anything else? Gonna close up shop soon. I'll be here tomorrow, I hope.
So you want to buy it, right? Okay. So we'll just hand wave. You can mark off whatever it is on your sheet.
Gotcha.
Well, good luck. Hope you.
So,
1,000 gold.
There you go.
I was trying to keep us from looking so suspicious, folks. I mean, it's
This
not
is
working,
suspicious.
but here
we
we
talked
are.
ourselves into it. You know, in case you need them to go nice with the house.
Yeah.
When in Foggy Bottom, do as the Foggy Bottomers do.
Who put you in charge? God.
The Foggy Bottom boys.
There it is.
Wow.
How much were your gloves? 1,200?
My gloves were 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Should have talked her down.
She's actually a pretty inscrutable shopkeeper.
Like-
and then,
The insignia was 1,000.
yeah, no, I got that.
Okay.
And then we'll hand wave whatever Gilly wants to buy.
Right.
Yeah, she can axe me.
Have you heard any interesting going-ons around this rumors?
Rumors? Nope. Nothing you haven't already heard, I'm sure.
All right. Interesting.
She says, "Oh no, it's raining." And you see her, she steps into her tent and she goes like this, and the tent doors close, and when it closes, it folds. And there's just like a flat blanket on the ground that then turns to grass.
Well.
And Vivian, you see Vivian like jump into her bag. Mix Lily. They climb into their boat and like fold it over.
That's
Fold
so
the oat
funny.
thing. And then Mr. Pond just actually walks into the inn that he owns right there.
Oh, the acid rain is coming back. Everyone's like hiding. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
You see that water level kind of rise rapidly.
I'll pop up on one of the umbrellas I still have.
Oh, maybe we should make our way back.
Yeah, getting about that time.
And you now...
Unless, do we want to eat out? Oh, well, we bought so much food, but maybe we should eat out the first night. Does the inn serve food?
does.
We can hop on over to the inn over there.
Yeah, maybe catch some of the local flavor.
The water level is risen so high that it's now about
I will water walk
10
us.
feet.
I'll just cast water walk for the three of us.
No need. So, like, Bren tiptoe across the water.
Okay, so you walk across the water. As you do, kind of behind you, you see this big bubble. And it,
Pops.
as the water level rises, and you just walk over to the inn.
Did it smell? I don't have a nose, but did it smell like anything?
It doesn't smell pleasant.
Hmm.
Passive perception 24, you said?
24.
You're not sure, but you see something kind of large walking at the bottom now, but it's walking away from you all. As you come closer to the door of the inn, kind of opens up, and Mr. Pond's like, "Oh, come on in, Mr. Ponds."
Thank you.
Dash and dive, come on in.
Thank
He
you.
welcomes you into it.
Like, shake the rain off.
The rain kind of opened up, and so we're hoping to wait out and have a quick bite to eat while we're here.
Oh yeah, come on in.
And then I will have, I'm assuming this insignia is like a pin.
It's just it's actually just a gem. Like, keep it in your pocket.
I'll put it on the inside of my cloak.
Okay. So you walk in and you can see it's a fairly lively crowd. Some elves, quite a few furbolgs, quite a few ribbitons, maybe a turtle, kind of denizens of the swamp. And it's very lively. Music is kind of playing, and Mr. Pond says, "First time here, I don't really recognize you."
Yeah, we're just visiting town.
Oh, all right. Well, come on in. I think there's a table there for you. Let you kind of sits you down. What do you want to eat? You want some soup? It's raining.
Can we see the dinner menu?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, what's the local flavor around here? Local specialty dish. Got Mr.
Toadstool soup.
Perfect. Sign me up for one of those.
Look, I'm like, can I have a platter of the stork ankles, a possum spine, a bowl of dandelions all on the cellar door?
You want gravy on that salad, though?
Of course!
Jesus. It's a Key and Peele skit.
I've been waiting since the beginning of the episode. This is the sole reason I suggested we go to
You want gravy on that salad, though? So good.
content.
Yeah. The food is eventually brought to you. Some nice drinks as you might order, and it's very cozy and warm in this inn. And the rain really is starting to come down. You can see the water level just rise, and it kind of comes over even the lower docks, and you can see it kind of meet the level of Stoops Island. And this area is essentially underwater, except for the inn.
Does anyone want any of these dandelions? I am stuffed.
Yeah, I'll take a couple. Give me the ones with a little less gravy on them.
Oh, okay. Turn the bowl. You can't have any of my stork ankles now.
That's
There's nothing like being a third wheel to these two.
You get a complimentary bowl of mosquitoes and a rusty bucket of nails with some fish heads wrapped in rice and water.
I thought it was wrapped in an ebony magazine.
Well, it's not doing that.
Man. Classic.
It's so good. It's so good.
You want new gravy on that cellar door? Oh, man. You know, Sevilius, the local flavors of your town are quite unique.
They are very good.
Jules.
Did I see Sevilius again?
You certainly did out loud.
I swear to God.
In.
I'm
These
not
disguises
good.
were a good use of time.
Sorry, not clicking on all cylinders tonight. Jules. Eating a mosquito.
Yeah. If I look around the room, do I see anyone I recognize, or anyone looks suspicious? Make perception.
Go ahead and
checks.
roll a perception check.
Can I assist at all?
I got a nat 20, so
Nice.
Oh.
25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking for people who look suspicious?
Suspicious, people I may recognize. Just seeing if there's anyone that like sticks out from just the regular
Yeah.
townsfolk.
I would say in here, I don't think so. There's no one that you recognize. There's no one that seems to be paying you particularly close attention. Those gunmen have moved in, but they don't. Y'all are disguised. No one recognizes you.
Anyone not loudly proclaiming or real names.
Yeah. I am granting you some grace on that.
Thank you.
The grace is almost expended. Jules.
3 times the charm.
Yeah.
Huh. It's almost like your work is international and your wife isn't here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah. It's all good.
Well, I guess we wait out the storm here and head back once it clears up.
These
Oh,
seem to
yeah.
be intermittent.
Yeah, they are. They'll come and go. Sometimes the ones at night last a little bit longer, but it's cozy in here.
Well, and if we get a big Foggy, we could all just huddle in under your umbrella, couldn't we?
True.
That'd be nice.
One of the conversations you overheard because of that natural 20, if I may intrude, you hear, well, after the storm clears, we should all go down to the lagoon and see that boy perform some miracles, don't you think? Yeah. I don't think he performs it. There's a kind of a very large and kind of bellows Ribiton who stands like well over 6 feet tall, which is very tall for Ribiton, who is clearly a fighter of some kind with a great sword and even a shield. I don't believe in miracles, but I suppose there's nothing else to do tonight since there's no dances or barn burners.
So, you want to go check that out too?
That's a hook if I ever saw one.
Yeah, sounds interesting. Nonetheless,
So
get more information.
I will try to surreptitiously put all of the groceries in the bag of holding so that we're not just carrying them around, so that we can go to this thing without going home first.
Okay. And you see that the gunman, one of the gunmen speaks to the larger Ribiton. He says, this gunman, this leaf mirror figure, he's like, my good lord, the colonel has been gracious enough to grant that young miracle worker not only access to the lagoon to continue to perform his miracles, but has allowed him to build a church on the colonel's lands. And everyone goes, hear, hear, colonel!
Suspicious?
I have a deep distrust of churches.
As you should.
Distrust of colonels.
I'll, if they talked out loud.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
everyone's kind of talking to each other.
interesting. What deity does he serve or espouse the virtues of?
He says it, he calls himself a preacher of the exiled light.
Never heard of that one.
I believe it's a religion he started,
Interesting.
the gunman replies.
Guess you see all kinds. What are his tenets? Has he said?
He mostly, he's a touch for sure. He mostly talks about being decent to one another, treat others as you would, and forgiveness. And he speaks out against piety, that kind of thing. He mostly, honestly, his sermons are very short. His tenets are hard to describe. He's mostly a man of action.
And he said he's young.
Fairly young. Not before for an elf. Average kind of chuckles. Roar.
Well, maybe we'll go check out his sum and see. Maybe he gets 3 new parishioners.
Absolutely.
It's a shame he has not been allowed to see the Duke in order to heal his wounds. Unfortunately, I think that the Sejourn family is suspicious of everyone right now.
Of course.
But I have personally seen him cure victims of horrid afflictions, raise the dead, which, of course, are not miracles. But
He's getting that power from somewhere.
yes. But it's how he does it. It's really quite special. I've seen him do an uncanny thing, which is he resurrected two people from the dead at once, and resurrections are difficult to come by in these days.
How long have they been dead for?
A few days.
Oh, wow.
What killed him?
They kind of just chuckle. It's like there's a bit of a laughter. Like, are you not from here?
No, we're new in town. We're visiting, seeing the sights and stuff.
Oh, you must be from the east. Well, we've got an ancient green dragon in the woods that occasionally likes to eat a person or two.
Oh, we heard about that, yeah.
Her scale guards, which regularly start turf wars with the colonel of men. And, well, every once in a while, something from the swamp comes up out of the water and snatches people right out of their homes.
Big old crawdad.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Foggy Bottom. This is no soft touch like your cities of the east or the north.
Oh. Well, we were
Well, I guess
playing
we
it up
are
like
a
a
bit
city, playing it up
spoiled.
like a city slicker. Like, oh well, TripAdvisor did not state any of those things. We will have to talk to our travel
Most of the
agent.
reviews that I saw were 5 stars.
Yeah.
Those Lang. No, I'm kidding.
Yep.
Those Lang travel agents.
That's right.
We'll have to talk to our travel agent. We're trying to get away from all the
The mess in Gish.
Where are you from?
Gish.
The capital.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible.
Well, you heard what happened.
I did. Is it all true?
Oh. Luckily, we were out of town traveling, but the letters that we've heard are not good.
I guess
Definitely not. We had to extend our trip a bit longer before heading back there. Obviously.
I
Wait for it all to
see.
blow over.
I see. Well,
Sit here, have a pint.
Wait for it all
Oh,
to
to
blow over.
over.
From Shaun of the Dead.
Still. Such a
he
third
says, "Well, I'm
baby.
Franklin. It's nice to meet you."
Oh, Franklin, I'm Dolores.
Nice to meet you, Dolores.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Jules.
Jewel. Pleasure. Oh, well, yeah, it's tough times here, but we certainly don't have no pit fiend ruling in our castle, so that's an improvement. And the colonel, well, he's a good man.
Is he going to protect everyone from that pit fiend?
I don't know about all that, but he gives us a gun, so at least we got a fighting chance if the devils ever come here.
It's the best we can hope for in these times.
Here.
I heard wars brewing to the north, too.
That's what I heard. 2 dragons fighting in the sky. Some specter known as the Prism wandering from capital to capital, killing nobles, unseating the hierarchy of things.
Wonders never cease.
Indeed. They got all the way to the Grand Duchess of Eastling, rumor says. Flipped her against her uncle.
So what's this Duke going to do?
Our Duke?
Yeah.
He's sick. They say it's the soul poison that's got him. No getting rid of that. Poison.
Do I recognize that as an old healer's term?
Yeah, go ahead and roll medicine.
Oh crap. Okay. Use my golden white dice. Since
Vineyard's
we're
haunted. I'm seeing chat now. Sorry, I had roll 20 up, folks. I tried to focus on the game because it takes a lot of cognitive bandwidth. The fucking Levi, if you're still here, the fucking Cox Gun Vineyard's haunted. Oh my god. God, it's so good.
Dude,
That's
So
actually
let the
so-
ghosts in.
Yeah.
I picture him like in a rocking chair.
Yeah.
Vinya's haunted.
Vineyard's haunted.
Don't go there. Ty's haunted.
Yeah. Swamp's haunted. Mrs. Duke's thing is haunted. The Vivian's bag is
The
haunted.
Ty's haunted.
Very Southern
Potentials.
Gothic in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a theme.
19.
A 19. What was it having you roll? Medicine.
I was medicine.
Soul poison, also known as soul killer poison, is literally a poison. It's a mystical poison. It's purely, as known, it's elven make, but actually people who really know that it's kind of a synthesis poison between Ribbiton, Furbog, and elven sorcery. So really ancient and old and druidic power, and kind of a mixture of arcane, the kind of magic that you kind of practice. And it literally, upon contact, begins degrading and annihilating the soul. It takes a while, though. It can't be cured by no greater restoration or anything like that, because it's more than a poison. It's like an existential annihilation. It's very expensive, and this is probably why all the people of the Heathens Collectives weren't immediately resurrected by lesser means. Because you can't revivify people who are inflicted with or killed and have that poison running through their body. You can't raise dead. You can only true resurrection.
Oh, so all of those arrows at the Capitol were steeped in it.
Soul killer poison.
I was wondering, how the,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So...
Expensive, but it's what it took. And once it's in your system, if you're not killed by the immediate blows, you're just sitting there getting erased.
And Sojourner, so just remind me as a player...
Arcana.
...is not friendly to the Anastasias?
They are the family that said yes when the Anastasias said no.
No.
Gotcha. So...
To Gish power.
Yeah.
So
They basically buckled and fell in line.
bent to the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and replaced the Anastasias.
Oh, got it. So there's
Yeah.
no love lost there.
Correct.
Okay. So, and you
It's a
said
bad
there's
romance.
no way to cure?
No ways that people seem to know.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more question through this medicine check. Can you undergo a transformation to potentially negate or abstain the effects?
Probably can. You have a hunch that there's some forms of, whether it be sanguine magic, like blood magic, or transmutations of some kind to... and that's probably why he's still alive, because he's a powerful archmage.
Okay, so he could be turning himself into a lich or into a, devil based on the powers that he's already bent a knee to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not great. Oh boy, honey. Okay.
Not knowing any of that, it's like, oh, soul poison, that sounds terrible.
Sure is. Unfortunately, the recipes remain, but the antidotes are lost to history.
Not sure there was one ever.
Yeah, who knows?
Tragic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
Well, maybe we should go lighten it up a bit and see this young man perform some miracles.
Kind of looks outside. Looks like the storm's clearing up.
I'm gonna sop up the last of the gravy with my stork's ankle and eat it.
I just quietly ate whatever pie they brought me. Because I'm sure there's a pie involved and it all sounds delicious.
So a couple of the denizens of the this Mr. Pond's Dine and Dash join up. They all make, because it's a transportation company and a diner. They all kind of get settled in, and you can see the water is like at dock level. Like it is rapidly, almost magically been raised. And it's starting to simmer down a little, but this is definitely there's something afoot here. And but the rain has come down, and the dock is wet, and the people are getting up and getting their stuff together to go down to the lagoon. They travel in a southeasterly direction from the town. If you all join them, there's even a couple people that take boats, and they eventually make their way towards the lagoon.
As we're walking, I'll be like, I spotted a big bubble in the water. Is there anything dangerous in there? I just said one of the folks.
What's not dangerous in the water?
Can I point out whatever the big thing is that moved earlier if we see it along the way?
You don't see it along the way. It's
damn.
moved on. Alrighty. As you come up on towards the lagoon, you can see there's already quite the assemblage of people that seem to be gathering. And kind of nice crowd. There's these kind of fairy lights all about, and people humming.
God, this track is so good. Like, got such good music.
And seems to be a kind of gentle hymn, an elvish song in the air. The crowd is in fact so large and the lights so numerous that it obscures these two figures that seem to be at the head in the river. As this elven figure stands in this river alongside another elven figure. Everyone seems to be kind of humming and hymning, and there's song in the air. And you hear the woman's voice call out. She says, "Thank you all for joining us. It is to be certain that these are dark times. Our fair goddess has forsaken us. She has abandoned us. We live in exile, away from the light. It's through our good works we may hope to reclaim our treasured place in the great order of things. But every night and every morning I cast the bones, and I only know woe. Let us all gather around, sing a hymn, do our good works, and allow our fair brother, and grant him the strength and power to move the light's miracles through this world once more." And you see there's this kind of these kind of chains, this chain sound. As next to this male elven figure, and you guys are getting a better shot of him as you start to come around this crowd. There seems to be this. You're not sure what this person is. They seem to be half human, half devilish, kind of a green mottled complexion, and they're kind of trying to get out of the chains as this male elven figure walks them into the water and kind of slowly pushes them in. He plunges them deep in, and there's a continued and growing chant of this elven magic. You can feel a real swell in the air, and this man's face is obscured. The humming and the chanting reaches a kind of climax, kind of apex, and then it stops, and the water's a ripple in the water. And then out of the water, free from their chains and free from their ailments, this infernal affliction that they had, an elf appears. He turns, and the preacher, this miracle worker who performed this, the other elf says to him, "Thank you, Brother Thomas."
Knew it.
And the former executor Thomas, dressed in white robes, turns to the crowd, says, "Together, we can do right. Together, we can be embraced by the light."
And this is the exemeter that you pushed out of.
Yep. Fort
Mountain Hall. I was just looking at my notes trying to find his name.
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
God, I knew it for like the last...
All disguised.
I knew it for like the last 10 minutes. I just like, when you were like talking about his religious works, he's new in town, I'm like...
Yeah.
And then you said exiled light. I'm like, it's fucking him.
Because we were the one we kicked out because he was scamming people.
Yes, he was scamming people. It's very...
I wanted to mention that track there at the end is "Dark Was the Night, Cold Was the Ground" by Blind Willie Johnson, who was a really great artist of the mid 20th century blues and jazz scene, who unfortunately whose music has been preserved and was actually, I think, sent to space at some point in time, or at least it was on the West Wing. Their music is preserved by the Smithsonian, but really great artist, and you should check out their story.
What was their name?
Blind Willie Johnson. Really, really awesome artist. Only so much of their work has survived, but very influential.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
We'll take a minute here to chat, decompress, and then call it a night. We kept this a little shorter because of certain factors, and that's where that is.
It's interesting how much easier it was to role play when we were like not ourselves and we were amongst other people. You know, got comfortable with it. Man, that was a fun episode.
Yeah, I had a good time. I like playing the Ribbitons and the scene in the Foggy Bottom and all that. Had some time and space to kind of write out. Because this is the first new city y'all have been to in a long time.
Yeah.
You've been bouncing back between Mercinia, Fort Mountain Hall, Bridgeton, and Cragmandu.
Yep.
And Gish just very briefly. And Gish was like...
Yeah.
So...
We were in Gish, we were out of Gish.
I got to see my apartment like twice. And it just...
Yeah. Because y'all never went past Fort Mountain Hall the first trip around like I thought you might.
Right.
Shit got wild with the concert and everything.
Yeah.
See, this is the another major city you had to show off.
Things be crazy.
First time I wrote a city out. No, wow.
Nice.
This is what happens when we grant mercy.
Maybe he's for real.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Man, all of those arrows are covered in soul poison, and we avoided all of them.
Yeah, there's an alternate timeline where you all went against the Heathens Collective. You know what I mean? Because it was up to y'all on what you want to do with them.
But we all, like, with all those arrows and all the running that we did, no one picked up a random arrow just as, like, a melee weapon to hit us with it. Like
a bolt, but once shot, it's kind of expended, right? It's like a one use in mechanics terms. So
got
that saves you. Yeah, the Heathens Collective weren't pointed at you, so.
Man.
Yeah.
So even, like, oof.
Yeah, that was lucky.
You know, and if I'd been shot at by one, I clearly would have forgotten to use deflect arrows.
Well.
And they can also be used through an anti-magic field, which is even scarier.
Because they're material.
Yep.
Yeah, they're material items.
It's
they're
not magic.
Yeah.
It's quasi-magical, but it's powerful enough to ignore the effects of an anti-magic field, like the magic from an artifact or the magic of a god.
Hot.
Okay, so we don't need to get into the weeds too much, but question.
Getting those weeds.
Do you share your soul with a simulacrum?
No. Simulacrums are... Well, I mean, you can ask Derrida about that, but... no. I would say no.
Yeah, if you have a
simulacrum is literally like a wooden puppet made out of snow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that explains that. That'll answer a couple of questions later down the line.
What about the Duplo simulacrum?
Well, you killed her.
There's a little bit more. I'm talking about the soul.
Oh, no. Still a simulacrum.
Got it.
Very advanced, but a simulacrum nonetheless.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I love the lore mechanics even.
Because we didn't know the Heathens Collective. That has not come up
No,
since Gish.
JJ didn't mention it.
No?
No.
Huh. Weird.
Maybe I should get upset at JJ.
1 elf
The
versus
song which
the
was
1,000
written by no one.
Man.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a short night for us.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, though, about, don't know, the last 66 episodes.
Yeah, ask him here. I figured we'd use this time just to chat with y'all.
Episode 37, minute 42.
I mean, you can certainly...
You were playing the skeleton's rib cage like a xylophone, and you struck the same rib twice, eliciting 2 separate tones. Are we to believe that is some sort of magical xylophone?
We've literally never played a skeleton as a xylophone.
Mr. Never played him as a xylophone, but pretty close, really.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones?
Yeah.
We didn't use him as an instrument, did we?
Yeah.
You were sleeping.
Oh, well, see, I was not part of these shenanigans.
Just like somebody love playing him. Good old Mr. Bones.
He's like,
He's dead
just
now.
pulling Admiral Mallet.
He wanted to
He
be.
did.
Yeah.
He said, don't. You were like, that's nice.
Wait, I've
Too
changed
late.
my mind.
The die has been cast.
Yeah. No, wait. No.
Well, it's like
well,
we traveled all the way down to the unsealing to this volcano.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Unguli.
Unguli, sorry. He's like, I'd rather not. I'm like, well, you know.
Yeah.
Trip.
We're here.
Get this down.
Oh my goodness.
So much in this campaign.
Gosh.
Yeah,
It's
we-
wild to think that we're really past the halfway mark when you think about it.
we are.
I'm sad.
I think so. I think we are, based on how things have went.
And there's so much that we have just not even touched on that's part of Matt's brain. That's like, there's 3 other continents that outside of Gish, Shari, and Draska?
Yeah, there's 3 large continents, yeah.
Yeah, that like we've not even talked about the people that come from those. It's been tangentially mentioned, but yeah.
No, not to, you've actually been to all the continents, actually. Incidentally, Drosky you really got a proper vision of.
Yeah.
Athadia you only got a little glimpse, and Korkoth you were there for the hottest of seconds.
This could be like
got rocks.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
You know, where we're like, you know what, we're gonna pause the main quest for a little bit. We're just gonna go complete all the side quests.
You could do that, just find another DM, because Mama's tired.
Mama's tired.
Well, because after we finish this, we'll have to decide what we're doing next, and
Yeah.
if we're gonna stay in this world or go to a different one.
Lot of conversations there.
Speaking of conversations, keep a lookout on our Discord for sign-up sheets for summer one-shots.
Yeah.
I mentioned this a little bit at the episode. We'll mention it again here in the middle.
And the end.
Yeah, well, our normal middle here. But yeah, we'll be running, well, I say we affectionately. I'll be running.
Yeah, just you.
A number of, since we're going to do a short night, we'll give you the whole skinny here. A number of community one-shots that are you guys.
Nice.
So you can come do some crazy things with us.
Woo.
Probably run them remotely so that all of y'all can participate.
You know, I hear plane tickets are real cheap right now.
Yes.
Be done remote.
However, we want everyone to stay safe and healthy.
Correct.
Most people.
Speak for yourself.
Well, okay.
Fun
We won't
times.
get into specifics, but on a general note.
I got names.
I got a list.
There's a lot of red in my ledger.
Is there a favorite moment for the
From
evening?
tonight,
Yeah.
probably just those shopkeepers. We haven't had like a good proper shopping
No.
episode for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, dropping items. We've hit a level where we can't take on any more attunement items unless they're really special.
Yeah.
And all the attunement items we have like specific value, sentimental value to them.
Except for the Amulets of Health, that's just min-maxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
hey, mine's from Gallant. Mine is.
Yikes.
Mine's been passed down in my family for ages.
You started with yours.
I did.
You know what? I can only be so squishy for so long and have so many deficits compared to the rest of this group.
Deficit. Yikes. You got 2 artifacts.
I'm the only one that sleeps.
Yeah.
I slow us down. Come on.
That's funny.
Just.
And I get sick of every fight just as a player being downed at some point, like having to hide.
Should have played a Moon Druid.
Man, choices I made.
You know.
You know, but I wouldn't have daylight, which has
Yeah.
saved our ass a number of times.
That's right. Yeah.
So-
Well, you wouldn't have it always prepared. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a pretty sweet meme that I just put out that's about druids.
it is, and I
She liked it.
retweeted it.
Retweet commented.
Yeah, that's right.
It was more for the benefit of the.
Anyway, but yeah, so the proper shopping episode to bring this back around to whatever train track we're on.
Woo-hoo!
Toot toot. Yeah, just the shopkeeper's always fun.
That crow is up to something. Levi's commentary. That crow is up to something. That crow
Yeah.
is technically not up to anything, but is.
Dramatic mechanics.
Rob, do you want to go?
Yeah, no, short episode, but yeah, I like the shopkeepers, I like all the flavor of the whole town and stuff, and your descriptions and the music is all just perfect.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
could smell Louisiana.
Yeah, I used to live in Louisiana. For anyone who doesn't understand,
I need to make some
here.
beignets. I've never made beignets. I've never had beignets.
They're good. Cafe Du Monde.
It's been a while.
That was like.
You're not allowed to have
I need like
turn.
the cards with the numbers so that when you have these stupid puns, that one's like a 4.
I know. We try to aim for the 1.
What was your favorite moment?
Just the whole description.
Aesthetic.
Yeah. Aesthetic.
Cool.
And then, last but not least, hi, I'm Chase.
Definitely at least.
You can find me on Twitter at Chase314S. You can also find me over on our Dice Party Instagram where I post memes every day. My favorite moment of the evening, I have to say, the moment that I realized that we were going to like a southern place, I immediately thought of the Key and Peele skit and started writing out the food, and then I purposefully made choices within the story to steer us towards the one joke that I was going to make. And you met me.
Yeah.
You met me.
Correct. Unfortunately, I did.
Died.
Like in the same way you meet a fucking person in a park at night with wielding a knife.
And you're like, you placate them so they don't stab you.
And they ask you for a donation.
Right, yeah. It was that.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was a great session. And then, yeah, I guess just check out our merch, check out our giveaways. There's a couple things here. If we get new subscribers, thank you. I will be running a one-shot soon with Amoeboid and Dracolite characters. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Ooh, good shit. So, I am Matthew Foreman, as y'all know. I am at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I am a DM and player here at Dice Priority, where I DM twice a week. You can catch me on Friday night at 9:30 p.m. Central. I got the big boy season players with their crazy esports lives. I've got them locked in for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we had some scheduling issues in the winter with between me being sick and different things going on, holidays. It was rough, but I've got them locked in for the next 3 weeks. No one's going anywhere this time of year. Weird.
Right, huh?
Strange.
So not a lot of travel, so that means they're going to be playing D&D with me. So hopefully no other cancellations, and we should be good. So my favorite moment must have been... Oh, and catch me on Corey Hickson's channel coming this Saturday. We're going to do a 6-part Blades in the Dark show at 7:30 p.m. Central.
Oh,
Chicago
that's going to be fun.
What's it
Yeah.
called? What's it called?
I don't know, Blades in the Dark. Yeah. The game. Well, his thing is called Games with Friends. This
Nice.
is Blades in the Dark.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, catch us there. Levi's in that.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah. My favorite moment. I when I was writing this out, I was like, ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I had this whole branch. So the disguise thing that y'all did, just as a thing, actually changed the scenes that you were allowed to go to. Because if you had stepped out as yourselves, the Colonel's men were going to come find you and invite you to the villa, like immediately. But
Invite.
huh?
Invite.
But because y'all stepped out in your disguises, only the crows saw you. So that was actually really cool. That actually was the thing I wanted to happen. I wanted you all to be disguised because I didn't want the Colonel. I wanted people to hint at what the Colonel was up to rather than him just
Telling us.
spell it all
And then
out.
we
Yeah.
sidestepped the Talon Guard by me not flaunting your recid row,
Correct.
who I need to
Which is
have
good
a
because
conversation
Alexis isn't
with.
here for the fight. So.
Yeah.
We're dying.
Or, sparking old memories of, like, the bayou with the staff. Because Thomas the examiner would have recognized both of those.
Yeah, y'all are in the back of the crowd right now, but my absolute... So I loved how things played out, and I loved building Foggy Bottom, but my absolute favorite moment was getting to use that track and revealing Thomas. Because it's so wild, because I always knew there would be a scene with a preacher in Foggy Bottom. I did not have a name for him. And it's just wild that you all got rid of him. I had never intended for Thomas to be gotten rid of. He was just a huckster.
We ran him out of town on a rail.
You did, and he went west.
That's wonderful.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
howdy.
It's really wild that it ended up being Thomas. Because I always wanted that scene with that track. And that track, when I listened, because a lot of my scenes I get through music, and that track made me think of that scene. And it ended up being Thomas, and I was like... This is going to make me look so much better than I am.
This is too good.
Yeah.
This is too good.
Yeah.
I love this.
so good. Yeah.
Love
So
this.
congratulations, folks. Alrighty, that's the whole kit and caboodle kitten. We're going to go ahead and call it there. I think that pretty much covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Chromatic Chimera is still up.
Yeah, let's rate them. We never really get to. Oh, I just opened something.
You just opened something. Oh no.
You
I
just
don't know.
subscribed.
Oh, it's
everyone.
Sirenscape. So go ahead and say hi to them. Show them our love. They are terrific.
We need to create a raid message.
We should.
Yeah, how about Foggy Bottom Boys?
We're the Foggy Bottom
Later.
Boys.
They're out. And then